Good afternoon, keluarga Malaysia. Thanks for choosing Updates at Noon with me, Renee Fong. In our headlines today, Malaysia and Saudi Arabia to elevate defence ties via formalisation of high-level committee. China calls for advancing implementation of Global Development Initiative for Shared Future. The Federation of Livestock Farmers Associations of Malaysia FLFAM is expecting chicken prices to exceed 10 ringgit per kilogram following the end of the maximum retail price scheme for chicken and the termination of subsidies to chicken breeders on 30th June. FLFAM advisor Datuk Jeffrey Ng Chun Ngee said the termination for both government incentives could result in the entire cost borne by chicken breeders to reach over 7 ringgit per kilogram, in line with rising prices of chicken feed. The Federation hoped to discuss with the government, especially the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry, KPD and HEP, to determine the new price of chicken that would be reasonable and took into consideration the interests of Malaysians and chicken breeders in the country.
Harap kerajaan boleh bantu kita. Satu adalah harga siling. Kalau harga siling masih ditetapkan terlalu rendah, dia akan membebankan peternak pasal kos kita tak dapat di-recover. So kalau kita dipaksa jual rugi, dia memang membebankan kita. Tapi isu tentang harga siling atau harga yang akan wujud lepas kita cakap 1 hari bulan 7, harga apung ke apakah, kita minta kerajaan dapat bincang dengan kita supaya ada satu persefahaman yang ada tu.
Datuk Jeffrey Ng said such a discussion was important to ensure no party would take advantage of the end of both incentives by simply raising prices. Media outlets reported that chicken prices are expected to rise next month after the maximum retail price scheme ends this 30th June. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi had reportedly said that the Finance Ministry was drafting the provision of assistance to those in need, which would be finalised at the end of this month. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, KPD and HEP, has detected an increase in the smuggling of diesel and RON 95 fuel following a hike in prices and the high differences in prices between Malaysia and its neighbours. KPD and HEP Enforcement Director Azman Adam said apart from the large-scale monitoring and enforcement efforts by its 2,200 personnel nationwide, the ministry hoped the public would furnish information to help eradicate the crime. He said there has been a significant hike in the number of cases and value of seized RON 95 fuel in the first 5 months of this year, adding 54 cases were recorded involving a seizure worth 365,116 ringgit. Meanwhile, during the same period, KPD and HEP recorded 128 cases involving diesel with seizures worth 3.06 million ringgit.
Terus menjadi tumpuan ekoran daripada terdapatnya perbezaan harga yang tinggi di antara harga industri dan juga harga yang disubsidikan oleh pihak kerajaan. Kita kena faham bahawa penyelewengan ini di samping memberi kesan kepada gangguan bekalan untuk penduduk setempat, dia juga memberi kesan kepada subsidi negara yang sepatutnya subsidi ini dinikmati oleh kita di kalangan rakyat Malaysia.
Earlier, Azman checked a lorry seized by KPD and HEP which had been modified to carry up to 10,000 litres of subsidised fuel to be smuggled to a neighbouring country. He said KPD and HEP would take firm action against the errant parties, including petrol station entrepreneurs, where their businesses could be shut down and licences cancelled. According to Azman, action had been taken against 9 petrol stations to date, with several more being investigated under the Control of Supplies Act 1961. The allegation that Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Sri Rina Muhammad Harun conspired to protect the Rumah Bonda Welfare Organisation Rumah Bonda Care Centre is baseless and defamatory. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development in a statement said that all actions taken by the Social Welfare Department JKM since July 2021 on the centre are based on the provisions of the law in force. It said further discussions with the Attorney General's chambers will be held and reports to the Royal Malaysia Police PDRM and the Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC will be made to ensure such allegations do not reoccur. The statement referred to a post uploaded on the Instagram page on 12 June which disputed the amount of compound imposed on Rumah Bonda and accused Datuk Sri Rina of protecting the care centre. The ministry said enforcement action on Rumah Bonda had been taken since July last year, and based on the investigation, it was found that it was not registered with JKM under the Care Centres Act 1993 Act 506, which is an offence under the same Act. Following that, a seal order was imposed on the premises on 12 July, adding the 5,000 ringgit compound imposed on the Rumah Bonda operator was the maximum amount of compound that could be imposed under Act 506, and if not paid within the stipulated period, the offender can be prosecuted. Malaysia and Saudi Arabia have agreed to elevate defence ties through the formalisation of a high-level committee under three key pillars, namely military-to-military cooperation, defence industry collaboration and military veterans welfare cooperation. The matter was achieved during a meeting between Senior Defence Minister Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein and his counterpart, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, in conjunction with official visit to Saudi Arabia. Datuk Sri Hishamuddin said that they also discussed developing matters pertaining to the defence industries of both states. A working group will be established between Saudi Arabia's General Authorities of Military Industries, the Defence Industry Division of the Ministry of Defence, and the Armed Forces Fund Board on knowledge sharing and potential defence industry partnerships. On counter-terrorism, he said, they also agreed to upgrade cooperation in combating and curbing terror threats and extremism. Apart from this, Datuk Sri Hishamuddin said he also took the opportunity to discuss with the Crown Prince matters regarding oil and gas, food security and economic and financial cooperation. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, Malaysia and Saudi Arabia to elevate defence ties via formalisation of high-level committee. Don't forget to tune in to News at 10, coming up at 10 p.m. on RTM's News channel. Till then, I'm Renee Fong. Thank you for tuning in and have a pleasant afternoon.